So this is a growing plants memo, and so I'm going to change the variable. So I'm going to let that first one be um, my, oh goodness, this is fast. It's going to be my constant, and then I changed the water in the second and third, and then I turned off the lights, and I added water in C, and I took away water in B, and then I added beans to all of them, and then you just let it grow. And it's going to go for 50 days. It's going to simulate 50 days worth of growth. And I really like this one. There's a lot of ways you can play around with this. It's really interesting. And you can kind of just see them growing, and it also says the mass. So on day 50, it's done, and you can see that that first one, it's got a good height. That second one didn't grow. Third one's got a good height, and the last one that grew in the dark is the biggest, even though it weighs not as much. And you can come and look at all the data, and you show your numbers. You got a little line graph, and it shows you that that pot D was the one that grew the highest, but that it was not the one that had the most mass to it, but that was pot C. So I always just really thought that was interesting. So yeah, and then we're going to go and do this other one. We're going to have the same kind of pots and water to each one that we did, same variables that we did for last time, and we're still going to use the beans, the same beans that we did last time. And now we're going to experiment with some compost, and we're going to put that in the dark pot D, and just kind of see how it affects the growth. So we're going to go ahead and let it grow. See, it's coming up really, really fast, along with all the other ones. We're going to see if it has more mass to it than it did last time, because it was the tallest one. We're going to see if we can get more mass to it. Alright, so 50 days are up, and it is huge. The mass grew a little bit, but, we'll go to that chart and we'll see. Yeah, so the mass grew a little bit, but it's still not as much as the other ones, even though it was a lot taller, as you could see in that previous plant height graph. And then this last one, we're going to have those same variables that we did in our previous two with the same beans. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And then we're going to add compost again, and this time we're going to also add fertilizer. I'm just really trying to get that mass up and see if we can make that mass any better, even though it's in the dark. So we're just going to let it grow for 50 days. And you can see them all sprouting up. Obviously, B is not growing at all because it has no water. Just letting them grow, seeing if we can get that mass up for pot D. Interesting. Interesting. So as you can see, it's not as high as it appeared to be last time, even though it has extra fertilizer. So as you see, that mass is still lower. So it's kind of like it peaked at just the compost. Pot C still has the most mass than pot A, and then yeah. Wow. So I just thought that was a really interesting way to kind of, do a quick little science tutorial. So I hope you enjoyed it.